we have, to my knowledge, the biggest community in the world of women who are experienced with and already work as software engineers and data scientists. And we exist for 5 years. So it's kind of a grassroots community. I mean, we have 3 different activities. We have the podcast, and we have a hackathon, and we have the women's community. And with the podcast and the hackathon, they're not only for women, they're also for minorities. But the community that we have that is called Baot, which is showing up or attending in Hebrew, we have now 3,500 members, and we have over 300 volunteers, and we have 15 programs. So we have 4 forums, one for senior managers who manage managers,
wow.
one for CTOs, one for architects, and one for managers that are not like team leaders and engineering managers. But except for that, we have a program for writing blog posts. That is just a designated time that people sit together and write their first blog post, which is usually, it's so hard to just try it on the first time. And after you do it, it's so much easier. And we have a program for side projects that will also give the opportunity to community members to find other people to create side projects together with them, because it's so much nicer when you have a friend to work with. And the problem for many women is that their friends are not in tech, or they're not developers if they are in tech. So finding friends to just hack with during the weekend or some evening during the week is harder. So we try to match those groups through the community, and also add some mentors to guide those groups and make sure that they actually finish the side projects that they want to work on. We have programs for speakers and mentoring for job finding, and things like that. And we really try to just share knowledge with people that doesn't necessarily have the network, because that is also a big problem that women have, that they don't get a lot of information from their network and their friends about hacks for the career.
How was that process to actually setting up this initiative?
It started with just me wanting to not be the woman at the meetup. You know, I just opened this Facebook group because I thought, okay, if I'm just going to put every week just a list of meetups that happen next week, and I'm going to make it very simple, like this is the topic, this is in the past people actually met physically in the world, so this is the location and this is the hour. Then maybe my friends from previous jobs, from the university will see it, and they would want to join me, because I really felt like I came to the meetup and I was one of the very few women at the meetup, and people just assumed that I'm in HR and were less likely to come up and offer me a job or offer me an opportunity or tell me about something new in that technology that they think that might interest me, right? So it's a really problematic, like it impacts your career if people assume that you are not a developer. So I just wanted people to be aware of the events and maybe join me. And then after a few months, people started to ask questions and share in the community, and it was really nice. And then after a few months, people suggested that we meet. And we tried different kinds of meetings. Some of them were not successful. Like we tried to just have several speakers talking about different topics, and we had 6 guests.
Wow.
And it was very sad.
But Rome wasn't built in a day, right, Dafna?
Exactly. So we just tried to learn and see what tweaks we can do to the meetings to grow them, And one of the things that we added is a nice registration form to give people the feeling that it's serious. It's not just something that will happen every week now and they can skip this week because it's going to happen next week. It's a special event that they cannot miss. So we did all these small manipulations to encourage people to participate, and over the time, community members came up with initiatives. So they would say, I need this forum now for networking, or I need this program now, and I'm willing to volunteer to create it. So we were able to just support them with connecting to sponsors and sharing the knowledge that we gathered until that point with them and guide them. And this is how we run currently. We have about 40 program managers.
Wow.
And they are responsible to all of the volunteers.
What advice can you share for anyone wanting to set up or establish an initiative for diversity in tech?
Don't do it alone. Collaborate with other people. It really helps. And also, for us, it was very helpful to listen very carefully to what the community wants and try to just navigate it according to the needs. So we really try to work very lean, like lean startup, to try something. And if it doesn't work, nothing happened. Like we can just try some modification or some other version of this event and see if that works. And we also try to really get feedback from the community and work according to this feedback.
What was the biggest challenge for you in setting this up and the journey that you've been on in the initiative?
I guess time is a very big challenge because all of this activity is done voluntarily after work hours. So many times we just need to say no to initiatives actually because we know we're not going to be able to support them. But overall, we are growing. We still have some challenges with the time and with establishing a legal entity for the organization because it's not registered currently as NGO.